And welcome everybody to University of Tampa Baseball. The calendar has turned to February. January is in the books, and we get ready for the second game of the Spartans 2025 season as they take on Georgia College. Last night, right here at the Birdcage, the Spartans with a 5-4 walk-off win over Georgia College as Kevin Karstetter with a single driving in the winning run. Hi everybody, Jack Ike along with Taylor Stolworthy, and welcome to Game 2 of the season on a nice day here in Tampa. There'll be one more game tomorrow with a noon start. And Taylor, it was a nip and tuck game yesterday, back and forth, and the Spartans pull it out in the ninth, their only lead of the game.
Yeah, Georgia College got started with a big home run from Noonan, but Tampa responded. And then later, they were able to capitalize off an error, go up 4-2. Tampa responded. The Spartans were able to bounce back, and just at the very end, had a little bit of magic for a nice opening day walk-off.
So, the Spartans had to come back a number of times in yesterday's game. There were a couple unique plays that drove in 2 runs. Each team had it where multiple errors on the plays, and that brought runs in and made it tough on the pitchers. Neither starting pitcher, even though both pitchers yesterday were all-American caliber, they weren't around at the finish. As first game of the season, just getting their start. The good thing for the Spartans is they keep the unblemished record going into the 2025 season. Today we will have Williams on the mound for Tampa. That will be C.J. Williams from Deerfield Beach, Florida, by way of Florida Atlantic University. And a couple other lineup changes as well. On the mound for Georgia College will be Bradley Wilson for Game 2 of the series. So hi everybody, we're getting ready for the start of the game. The Spartans have taken the field. We'll set the Spartans defensively for you with Williams. Pitching behind the plate will be Irigoyen and replacing Garavito in the starting lineup for the second game of the weekend. Russo will be at first base. Second base will be staffed by Nico Saladino. Third base will belong to Kevin Karstetter. Shortstop will go to J.D. Urso. In the outfield, left to right, we have Jordan Williams in left. Edgardo Villegas is moved to center field from left yesterday, and in right field will be Ashby for the Spartans. Batting order for Georgia College, similar to last night's game. Homaker will lead off, Smith will be second, Mabane will be third, Cowan will be third, Noonan will hit the cleanup spot, Cowan is cleanup, fifth is Noonan, Worth is in the sixth spot, Cowan is in the 7th, Coleman is 8th, Phillips is 9th, and Wilson is on the mound. First pitch, and we are underway, is a ball inside.
I'm very excited to see Williams get to work today. Last year, he was the ace of Florida Atlantic. His best performance was a complete game shutout against Tulane on April 19th. Struck out 5, gave up 5 hits, and didn't allow a run.
Spartans have 17 transfers on this year's team, 15 players back from last year, and 4 new freshmen. The transfers could come from anywhere, D1, anywhere in the country, and can come from the JUCO ranks as well. Ground ball, knocked down. Karstetter not able to make the throw. That will probably go down as a hit as he had to dive to just keep that one from going into left field.
I think it was a smart play there for Karstetter not to try to risk the throw there. He might have had time to beat him out, but an errant throw that gets away from the first baseman just lets the runner get into scoring position, and he'd rather keep a double play opportunity alive than that happen.
And now coming up is Smith. Lefty. Big kid, the pitch outside, high. Runner goes, fouled it off, he'll come back.
I think that was Skyler Gonzalez over in foul territory getting that off the birdcage.
Okay, he's got to do something. Pitched yesterday. D2 National Pitcher of the Year, Gonzalez, 16-0. Can't do a lot better than that.
Yeah, hard to really do better than that season.
That one called strike.
And you also keep in mind that he already starts the season with a no decision, so it'll be hard to try to reach 16-0 again.
Umpires for today's game behind the plate is Austin McCurdy. First base is John Bennett. Basically, the infield is John Bennett. Williams sets. Down the middle, fouled off. Braden Smith, a freshman from Statham, Georgia. Long stretch. Here's the pitch outside. 2-2. Spartans playing straight away for Smith. Ball high and outside. 3-2. Homaker on first. And the pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss. Throw down to second. He's in safely. Throw is good. He just got a good jump.
Yeah, that was a really good play there from Irigoyen behind home plate. Gets the strike and fires it pretty much as quickly as you can, but because it was a full count, Homaker was running no matter what. There was no hesitation. He sprinted and had just enough time to beat the tag.
Brings up the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Mabane. First pitch is a ball.
The threat with Mabane is the power. Yesterday I mentioned he had 20 home runs last season.
Wow.
Team leading 628 slugging.
Sends that one out into center field. Villegas waits. Runner heading for third. Throw coming in. He's going to make it. Cut off by J.D. Urso. So runner on third now with 2 outs. And it will bring up the cleanup hitter. That'll be Evan Cowan. Brother also on the team. Mitch Cowan. First pitch is a ball. That one's hit for Urso, and he makes the catch just on the outfield grass. Spartans get out of the inning. Leave a runner on third. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Georgia College doesn't score. Spartans are coming to bat. We'll be back on TampaSpartans.tv.
can learn from a large collection.
Bottom of the first we go. Villegas will lead off for Tampa, followed by Urso and Carstetter. On the mound is Bradley Wilson for Georgia College last year. Let's look at the numbers on Wilson. A 4.96 ERA, 4-4 record, 15 appearances, 14 were starts. Did have a complete game. Popped up and lost the bat. The bat goes flying. Third baseman makes the play, Mabane. And one out. That ball, or that bat, slipped out of Villegas' hands and went into the backstop.
Good thing we've got the net there, otherwise a few of the fans...
casualties.
Front row seat fans might have had an unwanted souvenir headed their way.
Yeah.
Looking back at Wilson, had a pretty solid season in 2024. He was pretty clearly their trusted number 2 starter, but he also played more, I believe, of a Jake Stipp role from time to time with lower innings.
Ground ball by Urso, long throw, one hop, fielded cleanly, Hamaker to Smith, and Urso is out on one pitch. Takes us to number 3 in the order, Carstetter, game-winning hit last night.
Yeah, Wilson definitely more pitch to contact than pitch for strikeouts. Had only 35 and 69 innings last year, alongside 26 walks. But like yesterday, we're seeing Georgia College getting some early contact and early weak contact.
First pitch, strike 1 to Carstetter. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And the 0-2 on the way. Foul ball down into the Georgia College bullpen, down the right field line. Overcast day here in Tampa today, but a nice day too. Clocking in at 78 degrees right now. Ball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Ball hit out into the gap. No, coming over and easily making the catch is Noonan. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the first. We'll head to the second. No score, Tampa and Georgia College on TampaSpartans.tv.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president, and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile continues to increase. There has been $350 million in new construction since 2000.
Top of the second we head, it'll be Noonan, Worth, and Mitch Cowan for Georgia College. Georgia College in the baseball writers poll is ranked 13th in the nation. Tampa comes in defending national champs and ranked number 1 in both the coaches and writers poll. And a ground ball, Carstetter behind third, measures the throw, and 1 up, 1 down. Russo playing first base. Saladino at second, Carstetter at third, J.D. Urso at short, and that'll be Jordan Williams, Villegas, and Ashby left, center, right.
Yeah, Russo, Williams, and Irigoyen, the three lineup changes on defense for the Spartans today. They all actually did see playing time in Game 1. Russo had a pinch hit appearance, Irigoyen had a pinch hit appearance, and Williams was a defensive replacement.
He had a pinch. I think he came in as a pinch runner.
I'm trying to remember. I think he did as well, and then he stayed in the game in the outfield.
Yes.
But not a surprise, especially early on for Coach Urso. Just keep experimenting, seeing what team and what pieces sort of fit in the lineup.
Ground ball heading out to second, Saladino. Easy to Russo, 2 down. Cole Russo at first base is a senior from Tampa. Went to Jesuit High School but transferred in from Central Florida. First pitch to Mitch Cowan is a ball. Ball high. Georgia College will be kind of an unofficial member of the Sunshine State Conference first half of February, as after this, they will then host Lynn and Eckerd in 3-game series. 9 of their first 10 games against the SSE. Fouled off.
This is the only trip to Florida this season, though, for Georgia College, although I actually think they might be coming down to St. Augustine later in the year for a mid-season series, but they're going to be hosting our SSC rivals soon.
And they called strike 3, and the inning is over. Cowan asking, you sure it was a strike? The umpire affirmed it, so the inning is over. We played an inning and a half, still no score. Tampa will be coming to bat in the bottom of the second on the Sunshine State Digital Network.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Bottom of the second we head with Ashby leading off for Tampa. Ashby wearing number 73, Lenny Ashby from Aruba by way of University of Kansas. Little fist bump with the umpire and we're ready to step in. Wilson on the mound. Fastball down low. Two and 0 now. Playing him straight away, not too deep. Infield almost on the grass, behind the infield. And that one's hit. Does it go to the gap? It's going to go all the way to the wall on a one-hopper and heading to second base. And cruising in with a stand-up double is Lenny Ashby. That one split the difference between right and center and one hop to the wall.
That was a very well hit ball there from Ashby, and even with Cowan playing slightly to the left, a little bit of a shift, nothing too egregious in the outfield, that still just completely found the right spot to get past both defenders.
Yep, that one had some giddy up on it. Brings up Valdez. Ball high. Nope, called a strike. A little too quick. 0-2 pitch. Look back at Ashby. Another look back, and the pitch. Low. One thing new at the ballpark this year is they put a pitch clock in center field. We can see it. They used last year, swing and a miss, strike three. Last year they were on each dugout, so the pitchers and the fielders no problem seeing it. Now the batter and the umpire can see it, and the catcher.
I think from the angle behind home plate on the field, you can see the pitch clock not too crazy of a spot, where if you just turn your head a little, you can notice it, but obviously it's a little more helpful for us in the booth and the fans, who can now more visibly see it too.
There's a strike call. Irigoyen.
Irigoyen's joined us from Seminole State College. He's a junior from Winter Garden.
Joander Irigoyen, Winter Garden, Florida. One, one out, one on. That one's hit, dropped. They're going to have to make a play to first. Got him though. Nice play by Mabane at third base. He had a liner right at the belt, dropped it, but had plenty of time to make the throw, and also look back Ashby, and he had to stay on second.
Just one step away. Irigoyen had good hustle in the play, but the throw just had just enough time.
Brings Russo to the plate, Cole Russo. Is a senior from Tampa. As we mentioned, Central Florida.
They've had a few players joining us from different teams as part of the war on I-4.
That's going to fall in the gap, and the Spartans are going to take a 1-0 lead. Ashby around third. Ball cut off before the warning track. Cruising, and he lost the ball. They're going to head for third. Will they have a play? No, because they dropped the ball on the relay, and sliding into third is Russo, and the Spartans take a 1-0 lead.
That's exactly how you want to start your Spartans career. Yesterday, a clutch double to set up the game-winning run, and here giving Tampa the early lead with a triple. I don't know if the errant throw is going to make it be called a double, but anyway, he ends up at third base.
Yes. Well, the ball was cut off by the center fielder, but then popped away from him. It was definitely a base hit. We'll see what they give it. They're haven't put anything up there. They've just said...
Yeah, actually do have the confirmation. It's an RBI. He advanced to third on a fielding error on the double.
Okay.
So that is the first error for Georgia College today. They just haven't updated the main scoreboard yet.
All right. Regardless, it's a base hit. That drove in a run. Popped up. They should have a play on it. Coming over is Mabane at third. Makes the call and makes the catch. Spartans pick up a run. And a big double by Russo, and it's 1-0 after 2. We'll be back on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-sized residential campus retains a welcoming feel. With a student-faculty ratio of 16:1, students benefit from direct interaction with expert faculty, a faculty that is passionate about teaching and mentoring. Outside the classroom, UT enjoys a unique environment. Plant Hall, a National Historic Landmark, is surrounded by modern and historic buildings on 105 acres. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus.
Third inning we go, and leading off will be the number 8 hitter in the order, Coleman. At the halftime, the Spartan women's basketball team leading Lynn 25-16. We're at that time of year when the winter sports and the spring sports merge. Baseball's going on. Softball starts today. Women are playing basketball now. Men will play basketball at 4. And there are other sports going on as well.
Yeah, I wish I could give you a score update for the season opener for softball, but it looks like the live stats aren't fully online yet, but they're on the road against another Georgia team, although I believe it's Georgia Western.
Okay.
I think that's what the school's name is, but either way, we've got a Georgia team down here for baseball, and our team's up in Georgia for softball.
Okay. It is a 2-1 count. Williams fires. Fouled off, 2-2. And 3-2 now. Three-two on the way. Outside, a walk. First walk issued by Williams. Go with 2 strikeouts. But a leadoff walk nonetheless.
Great at bat there from Coleman to get a full count and end up getting on base. Always good when you can start a inning with the walk, and I know you always like to say the percentages of that run scoring.
It's exaggerated that coaches will tell you a leadoff walk scores like 2/3 of the time compared to any other way you get on base. Real research says any time you get on first base to lead off an inning, you score about 1/3 of the time. So it's just a wives' tale, or a coach's tale, I guess would be the thing. They just want to scare pitchers into not giving up a leadoff walk, make them earn it.
I think you can definitely say Coleman earned it.
Yeah, he did. 1-1 pitch, ball a little bit high. Phillips at the plate. Two-one pitch. Line foul, making the first base coach do a little dipsy-do. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Williams fires. Fly ball popped up. Urso may have the play. He's calling it short left field and makes the catch for the first out. After last night's game, saw J.D. Urso must have had half a dozen grade school kids around him, and I thought, oh, he's got a fan club. He said he actually is coaching the kids. And they have a game today.
Best of luck in their game.
Yeah. Ground ball. Urso ranges. Tries to get the throw and got him out at second base. A great quick throw by Urso going away from second base. And there's 2 down.
That's a specialty of J.D. Urso, you know. He was known for his elite hitting here in the Sunshine State Conference throughout the start of his career, but he was also always so solid at shortstop defense, and that play is such a good example of that.
When I saw he was going to make the throw, I'm like, ooh, opting to go to second. I think either base was going to be close, but he knew that was the shorter throw. Swing and a miss. This is Smith, second time up. He struck out in the first. 2 out, man on first. Quick throw over, he's back. Spartans got a nice pickoff yesterday at first. Caught the base runner leaning. Way outside. One ball, one strike. Spartans up 1-0. Another throw over, and Russo had to kind of bury that throw before it got away. Braden Woodburn, first base yesterday. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. Irigoyen holds the ball up, shows the umpire it's not a drop third strike. Wouldn't have mattered, there was a man on first. We've played 2.5. Spartans still holding on to the 1-zip lead. They will come to bat in the bottom of the third after this on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school.
You really can't tell by it's there that much.
Bottom of the third. Leading off for the Spartans will be the number 9 hitter, Jordan Williams. Women's basketball team, that game moving along. After 3 quarters, they lead 37-24. Wilson looks at his wristband to get the sign. Williams shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball 1. On deck is Villegas. Swinging away that time, and a big swing and a miss.
Williams had a pretty solid season last year for Florida State. He came in mainly as a reserve and defensive replacement, but in 23 at-bats, had 10 hits, hitting .435, .563, .609.
And a ball a little bit low. They look like they have a book on him because they've got him playing way over toward first base side. Shortstop almost behind second base. And he hits it right up the middle, and he may beat this one out. Yeah, he is. They had him played correctly, but it was deflected by Wilson, the pitcher, and he deflected it where shortstop Hamaker had to come back to almost where third base would normally play to get the ball, and by then, Williams with his speed beat it out.
You also get to see his speed there, as you just mentioned, because he had 15 stolen bases last year.
Yeah, part-time role, nice.
That's probably why they brought the corners in. They know that Joe Urso likes to sometimes drop those surprise bunts down, and Williams is probably the best candidate to try to get a free single by doing so.
And he goes on the very first pitch, double clutch, the throw, he's in. Coleman double clutched, making the throw. I think Williams might have beat it anyway.
I actually think that Williams got lucky. He did not have a great jump there. The double clutch gave him just enough time to reach safely, but it was a bit of an error by the runner and catcher that play.
Check swing in the dirt. So Williams with his speed to get on base, and now with his speed to get to second base. In consecutive pitches. That one is hit deep, way back, going toward the wall, at the wall, and caught on the warning track. Williams tags and will hustle over to third. That did everything but leave the park.
Just 5 more feet and would be a 3-0 Spartans lead. So close, and stayed in the air long enough for Noonan to easily get under it as well.
J.D. Urso now to the plate. Thought we might have had our first dinger of the year for Tampa. Urso fouls it off. Williams now on third with 1 out. Foul back. In the hole 0-2. Fouled off again. Wilson checks the wristband again. Urso down the line. That's going to fall and bring in another run. 1 hop to the wall. 1.5 hops to the wall, but he will cruise into second. Stand-up double, 2-0 Tampa. JD's first hit of the year.
Welcome home, J.D. Urso.
That'll bring Karstetter to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Tampa up now 2-0. Ball outside. And ball to the low. Two-0 pitch fouled off into the Spartan dugout. Players scatter. Ashby on deck. Ground ball foul, this time down more of the line. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there goes Williams, and he's going to go into third base. That time, Wilson ignored him, and while he started he was in the stretch, but while he started to make the pitch, Williams was already halfway to third.
Yeah, I mean, Ursa was in the right spot because Karstetter's a left-handed. Right-handed. Oh, sorry, yeah. Because he's a right-handed batter, kind of gave a screen almost for Coleman, and that was an impressive jump by Ursa. He was absolutely flying to third.
He just didn't check him back. Ashby to the plate on the walk. So now Urso with a chance to score. Ashby can see if he can drive him in here. Ball a little bit low outside. Ashby, the lefty, with a double his first time up today. Ball actually ended up going to third on the play as they bobbled the ball, trying to field it in the outfield, and a throw got away. He eventually scored first run of the game. Two-0 pitch coming up, and that is hit deep. That is high. That's a rainmaker near the wall. And home run. 3-run homer for Lenny Ashby, and the Spartans will take a 5-0 lead. That one was almost as high as it was deep.
I was thinking that could escape the bird cage with how high that went. Wow.
Ashby's first home run as a Spartan, and he stomps on home plate. So the Spartans are off and running in this game. Bottom of the third, it's already 5-0. And to the plate then comes Mike Valdez. He pops it up. It's foul. That was a no-doubt home run by Ashby. Check swing, and he doesn't get the call. 1-1.
I honestly thought that slider might have been a strike as well. It was
close.
just on the corner of the
Yeah.
plate. But, we can't argue with City Hall, and I don't think we need to because it helps us out.
Yes. Now that one, even more down the middle, called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Valdez struck out his first time up, looking to avoid that this time. Fouls it off. That one has popped up. Left field, or right field, I should say. Coming in to make the catch, Noonan. Second out of the inning.
Yesterday, Tampa was really struggling to get too many hard-hit balls. They were mainly in the infield, and Georgia College had a lot of good defensive plays. The opposite today. Tampa is crushing it from hits to the gaps, the Ashby home run,
Yep.
and even a couple pop-outs. Tampa's batting approach has been a lot stronger today.
No doubt. Shot, base hit. Just past the outstretched body of Hammaker. And Irigoyen wastes little or no time. Spartans are jumping on those first pitches. So now, man on first, 2 outs. And Russo to the plate. Russo also doubled, drove in a run. His last at-bat. That one is hit out into center field, and it's making... Oh, nice catch eventually by Cowan. Evan Cowan turned again, and finally caught it going back. Those are the hardest ones to judge when they're not to your left or the right, and they're straight at you. It's hard to figure out, is it short, right at me, over my head?
And also, if you look at the sky, pretty overcast, so the ball kind of blends in a little bit
Yeah,
more.
no dimension, nothing to really get a judge on it. But the Spartans pick up 3 on an Ashby home run, and at the end of 3, it is 5-0 Tampa on TampaSpartans.tv.
Delicious. Just so delicious.
I get a kick out of the Twitter feed.
And we're back.
We head to the top of the 4th inning. It's 5-0 Tampa on top, and to take you through 4, 5, 6, though. I'd give him a lead this time as Taylor Stolworthy.
Now it'll be my job to keep the ERA clean here. Williams ready for his 4th inning of work. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a 0 in the hits column. Meban will be hoping to change that. The right-hander is 0 for 1 today, flew out to center field. First pitch coming up, and it is rolled foul, 0-1. Last season, Tampa traveled to Georgia College, playing on February 16th and 17th and 18th. They won 9-5 in that first game. Mike Valdez had 4 RBIs. On the second game of the series, it was Woodburn with 4 RBIs. And then on the final game on Sunday, there was 10 runs scored by the Spartans, but the team leader was only Valdez with 2. GCSU would like a win in this series this weekend, but for now, Tampa is in control 5-0. And Williams is in control of the at-bat, up 0-2 against Meban. That's going to be hit to left field. Any no-hitter conversations were dead before it even began. Meban stays at first, thanks to the good throw by Williams.
Williams, nice job cutting that one off, keeping him to a single, though it went deep into the left field corner.
I think with the slightly faster runner, it could have had a play at second base, but I'm sure Georgia College is just happy to have a leadoff man to bring up Cowan. They've also got a left-hander warming up in the bullpen. Wouldn't be surprised if after the 4-run inning, Wilson's day would be slightly shorter. And that'll be strike 1 on the outside corner to open the at-bat. Cowan had a pop-up to short last time. I believe it was a blooper into left field that Urso was able to track down. And he falls behind 0-2. 2 early strikes for Williams. Line drive, caught by Urso, throw to first. Not in time and wasn't picked up cleanly by Russo.
Good block by Russo, though.
Yeah, if that got away from Russo, would have allowed Meban to get to second and advance, but keeps it in front of him and secures the second out of the inning. No, first out of the inning.
Fortunately for Urso, he didn't have to go left or right, just had to elevate, and he did. We've already seen him go way to his right to make a great play.
That'll be a strike to open the at-bat. Williams has gotten ahead of every single opponent he's faced here in the 3rd inning. Can he stay ahead of Noonan? Nope, the count will be even, 1-1. Fastball just missing inside. That's going to be hit into the gap, but Williams has enough time to get under it. 2 away.
Well, I thought that was exploding off the bat when he first hit it.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to potentially challenge for a long shot, but didn't have enough air under it, and that is good news for Williams.
Williams did not have to go back. He just slid over to his left.
It'll be Worth stepping up to the plate now. Had a ground out to Saladino last time. Breaking ball, runner goes, throw to second. Urso just gets on top of the ball, but Meban was safe by a mile. They had Russo holding him at first, but the second baseman and shortstop just weren't close to the bag, so Meban decided to roll the dice.
Yep. Urso did a nice job of making sure that didn't skip into center as well.
Yeah, a bit of a risky throw there for Irigoyen. There was no guarantee Urso would get there in time as the count goes 1-1. Georgia College now have their first run of the game in scoring position. Fouled away. One more strike and Williams will get out of the jam. That's going to be flared into right field. but it's going to stay in the air long enough for Ashby to come down with it. So Williams does concede his first hit, but strands the runner at second. A 1-2-3-4 batter inning to keep Tampa up front 5-0. Due up for the Spartans is Saladino, Williams, and Villegas. And we're back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Taylor Storley, Jack Ike on the call. We've got Shane Patania running the show. Thanks for tuning in here on this overcast Saturday afternoon. Still a good temperature, though. I know down in Florida we had very cold temperatures last week. Georgia College had some snow in the area.
4 inches of snow.
Definitely not what they're used to up in Georgia.
No, they said everything came to a standstill.
I come from the Northeast. I'm a little more used to snow, and
4 inches of snow is just an inconvenient day.
Just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
I know in high school up there as well, I had a friend one time with snow on the ground, 20 degrees. He wore a short sleeve shirt and shorts. Saladino is now on the count 2-1 with that swing and miss. Wilson continues on the mound for Georgia College. Up the middle. That was a pretty quick one off the bat. It was almost in reach for Wilson, but just a few inches away.
Wilson glanced at his glove after it went by like, it's not in my glove? Or is there a hole in my glove? It's not there.
It's also in that situation where you're like, okay, I'm glad it didn't hit me as well.
Yes.
That's going to bring up Williams at the bottom of the Spartans order, and it looks like that'll be the day done for Wilson, ending on just under 60 pitches with that Saladino single. He'll be bringing on a left-hander.
Take the chance right here while we've got it to, while Coach Belcher is out there, to give a shout-out that he gave me yesterday, which I did, and then found out we weren't on the air. We had streaming difficulties. So I will try it again. A shout-out to Coach Belcher's wife, Rachel, and to the 2 kids, Anna Grace, 5 months old, and Brooks, 2.5 years old. So congrats for the newborn. And we said terrible twos, and he said he's getting there. We will have a pitching change.
So as Wilson exits, we'll take a quick breather. His final line score is 3 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Learned from a large collection of.
And we're ready to resume. Now on the mound for Georgia College, we've got Mason Brown, a senior from Little Burn, Georgia. He's been with Georgia College for 3 years. Last year had his best season, posting a .391 ERA over 12 appearances, 5 starts, 23 strikeouts, and 25 innings. Although I should mention, I believe his starts were more openers than full outings, because 5 starts and 25 innings, alongside 7 other appearances, only gives you about 18 innings for 5 starts, so pretty quick ones. Runner goes. Throw to second is on time, on target. They got him out by a mile.
Yeah, just slid into the glove that time.
So 1 away, base is now empty, and Saladino is the first Spartan caught stealing this season.
And just picking up on this too, Jordan Williams is a switch hitter. Now batting right.
And Williams will get ahead at 2-1. There are 4 Spartan left-handers in the order: Villegas, Ashby, Russo, and Saladino. That one's fouled away, 2-2. So if we see a multi-inning stint for Brown, he will have a few optimal lefty-lefty matchups, including the next one with Villegas on deck. Outside, ball 3, the count goes full.
You're right that Brown is kind of almost a sidearm pitcher, not straight overhand, and I wouldn't even say 3/4.
Yeah, it's sort of a slight mix between sidearm and 3/4 on his release, as that's flared to the bullpen. Will it stay in play for Noonan? No, bounces off the birdcage. Mentioned it while he was warming up during the break with you, Jack, but it's a little bit lower than the 3/4.
Yeah.
Definitely not over the top.
Yes.
But it's also not low enough to be a true sort of submarine style.
Yes, definitely.
But having that just slight deception can be very good against same-handed batters. That's going to be taken to left field. While it's deep, I'm not sure if it'll be deep enough. Right at the warning track, Phillip makes the catch.
Again, that one had a lot of hang time.
It
Punt team had plenty of time to cover that one.
feels like for both teams, they're getting under a lot of these.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're going far, sometimes they're not. And they are definitely flying off the bats today.
Yeah.
Yesterday, there was a lot more grounders.
Right.
And that's for Georgia College, too, not just the Spartans. Strike 1 on the first pitch to Villegas. That's where you really see the sidearm kind of release benefiting Brown a lot. But he'll miss that time. It's 1-1. Fouled, and that's going to go into the stands or off the canopy that's right above the stands. 2 strikes, 2 away. Brown has a chance to end the inning. Just missed down low. I think he's trying to work a 2-seam fastball or sinker on that outside corner. We'll see if he finds it this time, the 2-2. Line drive up the middle. That's going to be a base hit.
As you mentioned earlier, they're solid rips today.
That is the 8th Spartan hit of the afternoon. And here comes J.D. Urso. He had a RBI double in the 3rd inning. That started the offense for the Spartans before the Ashby 3-run shot.
That was another thing about yesterday's game that you probably won't see too often this year. The Spartans only had 5 hits, I think, yesterday, or 6 hits. Last year they were averaging at one point about 9 runs a game and about 13 hits a game.
Yeah, Tampa's offense has arguably stayed the same or gotten a little bit better this year as Urso gets hit and will take a free base.
Must have hit his foot.
Looks like it.
Low in the dirt.
And in one of his final at-bats yesterday, Urso went around on a full count pitch that grazed him, but because he went around a little too far, it was called a strike instead of hit by pitch. And I know that caused debate for a second with him and his father,
Yeah.
talking to the umpire.
Yeah.
A little bit complicated when, you've got a father and son disputing the same call. But this will be a very easy call to make. Catch in right field, inning comes to a close. 2 Spartans stranded, but they lead by 5 through 4 innings.
Bob Martinez, I thought.
So, Tampa makes a call to the bullpen. Their first pitching change today. We'll see the debut of Robert Satin. Satin is a freshman who transferred from Florida this offseason, as that'll be missing down low for ball 1. The debut for C.J. Williams ends with 4 innings of 1 hit ball, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He is in line for the win. 2-0 count now. Williams' pitch count was only 53, but I imagine with the opening start of the season, or so, with a mixture of wanting to try new players and keep his players well rested. Satin finds his own 2-1 count, leading off this inning for Georgia College is Cowan. And Cowan falls behind as that one almost hits the Spartans' dugout, 2-2. Last year with the Gators, Satin had a 4.0 ERA, 10 appearances, a 1-0 record, struck out 8 batters over 9 innings. And he's going to get him looking strike 3 for his first Spartan strikeout. One weakness from last year was Satin's control. He did have 12 walks in that span, but he did prevent a lot of hits. One of his big outings was against Texas A&M on March 16th. He surrendered 3 walks over 2 innings, but didn't allow a single hit, got out of the jam, and had 2 strikeouts. He'll start behind in this at-bat against Coleman, 1-0. Coleman was one of just a few changes made for Georgia College today. Coleman getting the start behind home plate. That's going to be picked up by Urso, but he doesn't have enough time for a throw to first. It went in and out of his glove, but even if he had been able to hold onto it on that first bounce, he was not going to have enough time to make the throw all the way across the diamond. Good play to prevent Coleman from thinking about extra bases. It is a single with 1 away for Georgia College. Inside, missing, throw back to first. Good jump by Irigoyen, but Coleman had plenty of time to get back. 1-0. fouled away, 1-1. Satin is a local product from Tampa, previously at Plant High School. He had a 19-1 record over his final few seasons, as that hit by pitch will surrender a runner. 2 aboard with 1 away. As a senior at Plant High School, Satin went 11-0 with 8 complete games, 2 shutouts. Wonder if he could be a long-term part of the Spartans' rotation. Might be having a long relief/follower role today. But obviously, needs to get out of this jam first for that to happen. Hammaker at the plate, down 0-1. He's gone on base twice today, but did so off an error and fielder's choice, as the count goes 1-1. It's the top of the order for Georgia College. And Satin falls behind 2-1 to Hammaker. So far today, with runners on base, Georgia College is 0 for 9. They are 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. One more ball, the bases would be loaded. It's a 3-1 count to Hammaker. The left-hander Smith is on deck. Well, you do like the lefty-lefty matchup. You don't like the bases being loaded when you have it. Line drive, that's going to get through the hole. Could score a run as Williams gets to it. They're going to keep the runners at third, second, and first. Bases full, 1 away. That's the first hit of the season for Hammaker to bring up Smith. The runners stayed back an extra second, making sure it fell. If they were running super aggressively, they probably could have got their first run of the game. So now we see a little conference on the mound between Urso and Satin. We also have Militello and Irigoyen headed up there too. Urso, the player who won Sunshine State Conference Freshman of the Year twice, giving some advice to the redshirt freshman Satin. Smith is 0 for 2 today. He's had 2 strikeouts. And while he won't be facing Williams again, he now faces a left-handed pitcher, which should spell more bad news for the freshman. But if the freshman can get a big result in this at-bat, we could be looking at an entirely new ballgame. So here we go, freshman on freshman battle with the bases loaded. Top of the 5th, still a 5-0 Spartans lead. Doesn't look like anyone's active in the Spartans bullpen, and oh, that is a balk. A pretty surprising situation, as he was getting set, will provide Georgia College with their first run of the game on a balk. Coleman makes it home, Phillips gets to third, Hammaker gets to second. That'll also kill the force-out plays at every single base. And that'll be foul for strike 1. Good fielding at the dugout by C.J. Williams. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. It was hard to tell what the balk violation was for, but it is bad news for the Spartans. A second run's going to score for Georgia College, but Satin gets the second out of the inning on the ground out. An RBI sacrifice ground out for Smith. 5-2, Spartans still have a 3-run lead. tying runs on deck with Cowan, but it's Meban at the plate with a runner in scoring position. Update from Tampa women's basketball. They have defeated Lynn 52-47 on the road in Boca Raton. 0-1 fouled away. Tampa men's lacrosse is opening their season today against Florida Tech. And Tampa men's basketball will be starting at 4 p.m. in a game against Lynn as well. Did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 2. One more strike, and Satin will end the inning. Down to the dirt, Irigoyen blocks it. It's ball 1. And by the way, a note, happy birthday to Dennis McCaffrey. Was able to get an early present yesterday, scoring as the game-winning pinch runner. Satin was ready for that to be strike 3, but it just missed inside, 2-2. Strike 3, this time put it right over the heart of the plate. Meban isn't too happy with the call. He was shaking his head to the umpire. Home plate umpire Austin McCurdy was shaking his head right back. 5-2, Spartans lead, although Georgia College gets on the board. We'll be right back.
If you want to win in every arena of college life, go D2. Make it yours.
And welcome back to the Birdcage. Bottom of the 5th, ready to get started. The Spartans conceded 2 in the top half of the inning. Satin was able to get out of the jam with 2 strikeouts, but a balk and ground out scored 2 runners with the bases loaded. And I didn't say a walk and ground out, a balk and a ground out. Before the bases loaded at bat against Smith began, he surrendered a balk, and that brought home the first run for Georgia College. And Georgia College, they always score in 2s. That's how they scored their 4 runs yesterday, as ball 1's taken inside by Ashby. Ashby's facing off against Brown. Last time around, Ashby took one all the way out of the park on a 3-run shot. 1-1, that was right down the middle. Ashby just needs a single and triple for the cycle, had a double in the second inning. That'll miss and put Ashby ahead 2-1. That's going to miss outside for ball 3. On deck after Ashby is Valdez. I don't think Brown will want to walk Ashby because Valdez is a dangerous right-handed batter. And indeed, it is ball 4. Ashby is able to get on base. For the 3rd time today, he has scored both times as a base runner. Although the second time he scored was very easy, as it was a home run. There are a lot of games going on today throughout D2. This is where you might find some of the most exciting action. The continuation of the series between the 1 and 13th ranked teams in the nation. 0-1 for Valdez. I think Coleman framed that relatively well. That's going to be grounded as short. Could be a double play ball. There's one. They won't get two. Hamaker to Worth. Retires Ashby, but Valdez reaches first safely. 2 away for Irigoyen. Irigoyen and Garavito, I think, going to be competing for the starting catcher job in the early stages of the season. And while the advantage might go to the veteran Garavito, Irigoyen's had some good appearances so far. Had a single in the third. And it won't be a single, as he'll get one out at second. Not enough time for two. That time it was Meban to Worth for the second out of the inning. Two fielders' choices back-to-back are going to set up a chance for Russo. Last night, Russo entered the game as a pinch hitter, delivering a crucial double to start the ninth inning, which was eventually followed up with a Carstetter walk-off. He also had an RBI double in the second inning today. He was looking for another double or even better, but that one's fouled for strike one. Flared foul again, it's 0-2. Two strikes, two away, swing and a miss. And the breaking ball outside fools Russo as Brown strands the base runner. A walk, two fielders' choice, and a strikeout makes it a clean inning for Georgia College. They trail by 3 as we enter the top of the 6th.
Campuses nationwide, the NCAA is making transformative changes for student athletes. While they pursue their biggest dreams, we're launching new initiatives to help them. Life-changing education opportunities are just the start. The NCAA is providing enhanced mental health services. We're guaranteeing scholarships and tuition and expanding access to healthcare. Visit ncaa.org/change to learn more.
Welcome back to the University of Tampa. I'm Taylor Storley, joined by Jack Ike, here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. And it will be Satin starting us off for the brand new inning. Due up will be Cowan, Noonan, and Worth, and we've got a guest joining us on broadcast, Spartan legend Anthony Nunez. Anthony, great to have you here. Welcome back on campus.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
So, were you here last night to see the ceremony? This is your first game of the weekend.
I was here last night, enjoying a great win.
Pretty good walk-off win to start the season. But, I mean, as well, just really fun to see the Spartans back in action. Also fun to see you in action with the New York Mets last season, I believe this season too, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting for spring training here in a couple weeks. Excited to get out there for my first full season.
Should be a lot of fun to see you back in action, but also for the Spartans, of course, back in action was a special way to wrap up your Spartans career, taking home a national title in Cary. What was one of your favorite moments from that year in 2024?
I mean, just the camaraderie. We had a great time the whole year as a team. We never lost stride in our faith and also like our camaraderie as a team. We were always just there together, growing closer to God and also growing closer together. And I think that really propelled us to win the national championship.
I mean, definitely can always tell the sense of family with the Spartans. I know that's one of Coach Urso's core traits for this team, and you definitely see it on the field. And it's led to a lot of success, as with one away, Noonan fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Spartans infield playing a little further back now. Noonan 0 for 2 today. That'll be strike 2 from Satin as well. Now, Tampa's had a really big legacy of success, of course, and we do have a lot of new faces, of course, this season for the Spartans. People coming in from all around D1 and also from, say, the NJCAA, Division III and other teams, but, it's sort of that core identity for the Spartans that does stay the same. Now the 1-2 coming up for Noonan, and that just misses the inside corner. 2-2. Anthony, of course, one thing we noticed as well from last year with the Spartans was one sort of change to your play style, where instead of being the everyday third baseman, you were the everyday third baseman and one of our most important relievers from the bullpen. How was the jump from the field to being a two-way player?
It was interesting. At first, I was really unaware of all the things that come with being a two-way and how available I have to be and how ready I have to be to come into the game, especially when Coach Urso needs me late in the game. So they give me a little heads up just so I could start getting a little more loose with my arm, throwing a little higher intensity in between innings. But it was interesting to learn the aspects of being a two-way, and I had a great time. It was tough at first, the first couple of weekends, and then got used to it and just rolled on from there.
I know you were able to sort of form a nice two-way duo alongside
JP.
Yes, JP. I was completely blanking on the name. If JP, you're watching this, I'm sorry. As Satin gets the final strike to end the inning. 2 quick strikeouts from the left-hander. Retires the side in order for a quick top of the 6th. And JP a lefty and you a right-hander. A very good bullpen duo. And definitely missed this season for the Spartans, but things have gone well so far. 6 innings in Game 2, a 5-2 Spartans lead. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student-athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student-athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student-athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
I don't think Cumble ever showed up.
And we're back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Taylor Storley and Jack Hutt together. Want to thank Anthony Nunez for hopping on the call as well for that half inning. Wasn't too long, as it was a very quick inning from Satin, however. He had 2 strikeouts to close the door. It'll be Saladino, Williams, and Villegas due up. Nunez will be back with the New York Mets in spring training as Saladino gets a hit by pitch to start the inning. I am curious to see where Nunez will be, whether he stays local in St. Lucie or maybe gets a call up to Binghamton for Double-A.
My daughter and I, we live not too far from where the Clearwater Threshers play, the Phillies minor league team, and we went down to a game against St. Lucie, and Anthony got a pitching appearance, so it was kind of fun to see, and we caught his attention after he got done pitching, and then he said, "Come on down after the game." And lo and behold, while we're sitting there, we see Joe and Julie Urso with about 4 players at the game as well. So it was old home week.
Now, I've also got a sort of a homecoming week for some of the Spartan veterans that recently graduated, as that's bunted foul by Williams, looking to advance the runner here, an 0-1 count. Because earlier, at the start of game number 1, we unveiled the brand new circle out in left field commemorating our 9th national championship.
There were about 10 players who went out who were part of last year's team who've moved on. E.J. Cumbo threw out the first pitch, and he said, "Did you notice I threw a knuckleball?"
Wonder wonder if Urso could have been a good two-way player just like Nunez, who was also here yesterday for that ceremony as well. But as some of those Spartan legends depart, there's a chance for new ones.
They're always replaced.
To come home and join the Spartans family.
They're not going to be forgotten, but they're always replaced.
I was looking at some data. There was a sort of a statistical tracker on social media as this one's bunted straight to Brown, who slips, but has just enough time to get Williams out as Saladino gets to scoring position.
Close.
And what I noticed from that tracker was that the value of the players Tampa lost with their calculations was about the same as the players we brought in via the portal and recruiting. So, on paper, this is a similar, even better team than last year, which is crazy to think about because we had arguably the strongest Spartans program in history. A 16-0 start, 52-8 season, swept through the national championships.
Never lost a game in tournament play,
Yeah, craziness. So, very exciting to see the Spartans this year. Georgia College hopes to avoid Tampa going 16-0. They'd like to take one or even two of the games of the series. Tampa trying to get some more offense going as the count goes 1-1 for Villegas. Brown continuing his third inning on the mound. He'll be ahead 1-2. He's conceded a hit, a walk, and he's got a strikeout. No base runners have come all the way around as he's been on the mound. Line drive to center field, that'll likely be caught. And yes, it will be for out number 2.
Again, another good job by Evan Cowan because that ball was just ripped straight at him and he kind of had to, he took like 2 steps, then stopped. Again, we mentioned it earlier, when it's not left or right, your depth perception isn't the same and he had to figure out. And he just stayed where he was and it came right to him.
So Urso's ready to go, was hit by a pitch last time. And he also had a RBI double in the 3rd inning. That was a great way for JD to get his first hit back home with the Spartans. Fouled and rolls off the bullpen that's currently empty for Georgia College. They do have players stretching, but no one actively throwing. This will probably be the final inning for Brown unless they want him to stick around for a 4th inning from the bullpen. That's hit sharply to 3rd. Picked up on a sliding grab by Maban.
I think he did,
He did. The throw to 1st was off target, but they've got Saladino in a pickle, and he is safe at 3rd as the ball got dropped at the very end.
Wow.
Yes. Saladino was rounding 3rd because he assumed that Urso was going to be out at 1st on the play.
And he was just rounding it to round it because there were 2 outs.
Yeah, and lo and behold, Smith came up with the catch. And Saladino was like, uh-oh, I'm stuck in the middle of no man's land. Dives back to 3rd. He avoids the tag from Hammaker, it looks like.
I'm not sure how the ball came bouncing out. Like, it started rolling toward the pitcher's mound.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach Belcher is asking what happened. I thought they had Saladino coming back to the base, but then all of a sudden the ball came bounding out of the mitt.
So an interesting play there. And the call is going to stand. Saladino at 3rd. And Urso was able to skip to 2nd because no one was looking at him.
Yep.
Now 2 in scoring position for Carsetter. So not the way the Brown was hoping that play would go. Was probably hoping for the out at 1st to be made, and then the out at 3rd to be made, but Georgia College walk away with none of them as Carsetter gets ahead 1-0. Carsetter's 0 for 2, but did get on board and score with a walk earlier. He had over 750 OPS at Arizona State last year. He's definitely projected to be one of the Spartans' superstars. And he's already lived up to the reputation with that walk-off yesterday. They'll fall behind, well, stay ahead 2-1, but loses the perfect 2-0 lead in the at-bat. Hit on the ground and foul, just out of reach of Coach Urso.
He didn't try that hard to get it, though.
2-2 coming up for Karstetter.
Can you blame him for not wanting to backhand a hard grounder
Definitely.
without a mitt?
Yeah, definitely can't. So 2-2 coming up. 2 in scoring position. A hit would likely score both, unless it was a repeat of that infield grounder. But it won't be a grounder at all, or a flyout. It's a strikeout for Brown as he retires the side. 2 left aboard on 1 hit. No errors, no runs. 5-2 lead through the first 2/3 of the game. We'll be right back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Is this a new pitcher?
And welcome back. Tampa's going to keep the same pitcher, but we will have a pitching change here in the booth. Jack Ike from the bullpen, ready on play-by-play.
All right, I'll come back in. Re-entry. It's a re-entry rule.
They do that in softball, not in baseball.
Now, we have special rules here.
Yes. The booth, we can always do that. But cool to see Satton's debut so far. He didn't concede a walk. He did concede 2 runs and 2 hits. And were you able to see the balk that brought home the first run?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't quite understand exactly what the call was.
Me neither.
Okay, all right. We were perplexed when I was sitting down there with a couple of the other players.
But alas, can't really argue with City Hall for it. And there was no argument from the Spartans. They agreed with what the call was.
Yes. Mitch Cowan at the plate. And the 1-0. Down the middle, strike. Mitch Cowan today, twice caught looking. In the dirt. 1-1. 5-2, Tampa on top. Tampa 5 runs, 9 hits, an error. Georgia College 2 runs, 3 hits, an error. Fouled off.
Cowan's hoping for a better at-bat this time around. Went down looking in the 2nd and 5th.
Ooh, I was going to say he did not, but he's still alive.
Yeah, it looked to be, it was almost his 3rd time going down.
I know. 3 caught lookings. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off. He'll get another one.
Not surprised that Cowan's a little more aggressive, trying to stay alive with the 2-strike count. Going down looking 3 times.
Yeah,
not good.
Not good on the resume. 3-2 again. Fouled off again. So we'll do it again.
Now the Tampa players, the dugout, get the souvenir from the third base coach.
One more time on the 3-2. Ground ball fielded nicely by Satton in the throw for the out. We've seen the pitchers all weekend long do well at fielding their position. A couple times they were diving out of the way for dear life, but for the most part, if they got a good chance, they've handled it.
That was not too difficult for Satton. He also has the right-handed glove as a lefty, so that put him in a more ideal spot to pick it up.
Right. His ball was already on the right side of him. Brings Coleman to the plate, where he's walked and singled and swung and a miss there. 0-2 pitch. And that is hit out into left field. Williams heads back and catches it just before the warning track for the second out. Women's softball opened the season, right? Picked up the win.
Definitely good to see that for the women's softball team. I think they've had quite a few roster shakeups because I know that some of the core players from last year's side, I believe like Chevalier and Galehouse, graduated, both legends of the Spartans program. Before Anthony Nunez was a two-way superstar, it was Mariah Galehouse.
Okay. Number 9 hitter in the order, Phillips at the plate now. Ball high.
Actually, it's softball opening up tomorrow.
Oh,
I got that wrong again, yeah.
Okay.
It was the women's basketball that did win.
Women's basketball 52-47 over Lynn. Men start at 4, so they're underway. Hoping for a bounce-back win. Tough loss at Florida Southern on Wednesday night. Overtime loss. The highest scoring game in UT men's history. Fly ball center field. Villegas in stride makes the catch to end the inning. So a quick inning for Tampa. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time here at the Birdcage. Hoping maybe Gill will sing one of these games. I know he usually defers, but we'll find out. We'll take a break and come back. Bottom of the 7th coming up on TampaSpartans.tv.
That's a timeout on betting. It completely changed the game, and you didn't even notice. Let me break it down for you. Betting ads are applying full court pressure and getting you to play the game. Many of you are falling for it and losing big money. Addiction is happening in some more than others. Now players are getting harassed by bettors. And we all know that's not how the game is won. So it's on us to be good teammates and draw the line to stay ahead of betting consequences.
Bottom of the 7th, Spartans will send up Ashby Valdez Irigoyen, holding on to a 5-2 lead with 3 more at-bats to go. Well, hopefully only 2. Ashby, a double, a home run, and a walk. Pretty productive day for him.
The Spartans and Georgia College really relying on their 2 bullpen followers today. This is the 4th inning for Brown.
Ashby doubled and scored, homered, 3-run shot back in the 3rd. And so he's accounted for 4 of the Spartan runs in this game. Strike call, 1-1. Series ends tomorrow with a noon first pitch here. Ashby fouls that one back.
Always fun for the start of the season where you get the 3-day games, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. When we jump to conference play, they always like to do the doubleheaders on Saturday.
And I believe the reasoning for that was travel. Oh, a line shot. Nice play by Mabane at third base for the first out.
It's been a pretty active day for Mabane because he's had a lot of hard hit balls his way, whether they're on the ground and bouncing away, or bouncing off of him, or where he has to dive for it. That time it's a line drive and arguably an easier play just to stick out the glove and make the catch.
Yes.
But also not easy in the sense that you still got to make the catch.
And they're going to make a pitching change. I don't know if it's because we've got some righties coming up, just 2. Spartans are split down the middle for the most part on lefty-righty. But they're making a pitching change anyway. We'll see who's coming in. But Brown pitched well, gets credit for 3 1/3 innings. His line will end with 2 hits, no runs, a walk, a strikeout. Faced 14 batters, threw 44 pitches. But kind of shut the Spartans down to keep it at a 5-0 game at the time when he came in. Coming in appears to be Tyler Smith, 5'9", 175-pound senior from Cummings, Georgia. Went to East Georgia State College before coming to Georgia College. We'll take a break while he warms up right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. UT students travel from across the nation and around the globe to join a dynamic learning community. There are 150 academic programs, continuing studies for non-traditional students, and a highly ranked graduate school. Academic opportunities are extensive and rigorous, but this mid-sized residential campus retains a welcoming feel. With a student-faculty ratio of 16-1, students benefit from direct interaction with expert faculty, a faculty that is passionate about teaching and mentoring. Outside the classroom, UT enjoys a unique environment. Plant Hall, a National Historic Landmark, is surrounded by modern and historic buildings on 105 acres. UT's beautiful downtown riverfront setting offers a gateway to the heart of a vibrant city. Students are within walking distance of jobs and internships, and the recreational opportunities are endless, both off campus and on campus. Students.
He's a right-handed pitcher, though. All right, Tyler Smith coming in to pitch, listed as a right-handed pitcher, but Taylor, you beg to differ?
Yeah, at least this is his first time appearing in Georgia College as a pitcher. Last year was a batter for them with 4 at-bats and a base hit.
And listed as a catcher, right?
Yes, and he previously was at East Georgia in the NJCAA as a catcher.
Huh.
So this might be his first collegiate start in total. Or not start, but appearance.
Right. First pitch was a strike. Second pitch, swing and a miss to Valdez.
Makes it a little more poetic that we had a Nunez, who for his senior year jumped from batter to a combo two-way player.
Batter fielder to just a stud out of the bullpen. Ball low.
Could be the same for Smith.
Yeah. One-two pitch from Smith to Valdez. Tap foul, stays alive.
That is a good off-speed offering. It's had Valdez go a little bit early a few times in this at-bat.
And the 1-2 on the way. Inside and high. Even up. Fly ball heading out towards center field, drifting a little bit to his left is Cowan, and he makes the catch. Second out of the inning, and it will bring Irigoyen, Joander Irigoyen to the plate. First pitch, fly ball, out to right field, drifting over is Noonan, and he makes the catch. Spartans go down, 3 up, 3 down here in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. It's still 5-2, Tampa on top. Watching right here on TampaSpartans.tv.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation with pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Eighth inning we go. Hammaker will lead off, top of the order for Georgia College. They trail 5-2. They've been held to 3 hits. Tampa 5 runs, 9 hits today. It'll be Hammaker, Smith, Mabane. Satin on the mound for his fourth inning. To this point, he's given up 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts.
I think some of these early games for long relievers could be an audition for the SP3 spot for the Spartans. Or at least maybe for Satin for his freshman season with Tampa. Could be fighting for a future rotation spot as well. I mean, he's a D1 transfer, but transferred after his freshman year, which you don't normally see. Usually it's a little bit later down the line.
Yeah.
Those D1 players come to the Spartans, or they'll come here for the extra eligibility
usually
season.
For that extra year, yeah.
That's the reason Urso's come back. He had the extra eligibility season, and might as well do it at home.
I believe the rule was you could go down to D2 or go down below D1. Pick your level, but you got the extra year.
And there is another Spartan player where there was a bit of confusion on that rule that was, I think, supposed to be here, but might not be here. So, weird how with the NIL, everything's changing at the collegiate level.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, they came out not too long ago with your 2 JUCO years don't count as part of your form now. So I'm sure that will make someone say, well, what if I want to go D2 to D1? Let's not count my D2 years.
I saw a post about where someone could theoretically have an 11-year career with the JUCO rule.
That one's just foul.
They were counting like injury year, or injury red shirt, normal red shirt, injury red shirt, JUCO red shirt, JUCO red shirt, and then normal year, another injury red shirt or something along those lines.
And then finish that off by starting to collect Social Security after that.
Mm-hmm.
A walk sends Hammaker to first base. Irigoyen with a quick visit to the mound. It'll bring Smith to the plate. Smith today, a couple strikeouts, then he grounded out, but drove in a run.
Great battle for Hammaker in that at-bat, though. Pitch count's pretty high for Satin at 55.
Swing and a miss by Smith. As you mentioned yesterday, they must have expectations for Smith, giving a freshman the number 2 slot in the batting order.
It's good to be able to give a player like that some confidence, but it also does come with a bit of pressure.
And he pokes one into left field. That'll put runners at first and second with nobody out. We saw some freshmen over the years, J.D. Urso playing, Drew Earhart playing. And they just kept playing and playing.
Maddox King last year as well.
Yeah.
Once he got started in the outfield, there was really no stopping him.
Yeah.
Although now it looks like Tampa might be making the call to the pen.
Yes. Runners on first and second. Tying run coming to the plate will be Mabane. And when Joe comes out, the change is being made. So Rob Satin will be responsible for the two men on. And we'll see who's coming in. It's a righty. So he will have runners at first and second, nobody out, and Mabane at the plate, the number 3 man in the order, who has flown out, singled, and struck out. See if we can get it. It looks like 15 is coming in. Michael Alfonso, a sophomore from Key West, Florida, came to the team last year as a freshman. We'll let him warm up, and Shane, we'll take a break. All right, we will. We'll take a break and be right back after he warms up.
In the late 1920s, the prospect of a Hillsborough High student enrolling in college was bleak. The nation was in the throes of the Great Depression. Businesses were failing, and many of Tampa's beautiful waterfront homes were left abandoned. The principal at Hillsborough High, Frederick Spalding, didn't see these barriers. He only saw bright young students who were in need of a place to continue their learning. In 1931, collegiate-level courses were offered at Hillsborough High. This would later become the University of Tampa. On August 2, 1933, Spalding arrived at the doors of Plant Hall with a 100-year lease from the city and a firm resolve, and with the turn of a key, opened the door to the University of Tampa. In its fledgling years, UT was fortunate if it could collect half of the tuition due from its students. It was only through the dedication of its professors, who worked without pay, that the university survived the Great Depression. Over the next several decades, UT grew slightly, enrolling up to 1,800 at times, starting several sports teams, and even began accepting students from other areas of the country. But in the early 90s, the growth seemed to stand still, even stop. UT needed new life, some passion. UT needed strong leadership.
In 1995, Dr. Vaughn became president and UT began to transform. 1,000 UT students has become 7,200, and we are now entering our 17th consecutive year of record enrollment. All the while, UT's academic profile.
So it'll be Michael Alfonso coming in to pitch for the Spartans. Last year, appeared in 2 games, pitched 3 1/3 innings, walked 2, struck out 3, had no ERA and no decisions. And he throws a strike on the very first pitch, gets ahead of the count. Runners at first and second, though, is what he inherits. The life of a relief pitcher, never coming in under ideal conditions. Oh, off speed, and got Mabane way ahead of that one.
That's a really good combo to sort of open up the at-bat. You know, maybe Mabane was thinking, ooh, he's going to come from the bullpen looking fast to get started, but nope, slow things down.
Close, but doesn't get the call. Alfonso is a sophomore from Key West, Florida. One-two pitch. Glance back at second. Comes fastball, and he gets the strikeout. There you go.
That looked to have some sharp drop to it, maybe like a splitter, arguably, because it kept that fast velocity. It wasn't really a changeup per se.
No. Evan Cowan now to the plate. Ball high. One-oh count. Strike on the inside corner.
Good to see Alfonso getting some early work. Last year only featured twice, but kept it clean both times with just 3 strikeouts and 2 walks. I don't think he conceded a hit, or maybe conceded 1 or 2.
I didn't see one. Nice off-speed pitch there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Key West is as far south as you can go in Florida and the U.S. Continental U.S. anyway. Fly ball, center field. Villegas coming in hard, falls in for a base hit. They're going to send a runner in, and it's going to become a 5-3 game with runners at first and second. Scoring is Hamaker from second. He took off. I think he knew that was going to fall in. Just over the reach of Urso coming out, and just in front of Villegas coming in.
Good news for the Spartans, at least. They do keep the other runners first and second, keeping the double play and out at third open.
And Noonan at the plate now, and he takes a strike. That one bounces in the dirt, swing and a miss. Does not get far enough away from Irigoyen to advance anybody, so it's a 0-2 count. O2 on the way. Swing and a miss went after that one as well, and that is the second out of the inning, a big one. Alfonso, 2 strikeouts for his 2 outs.
Always good in this situation where you can prevent the ball from going in play and risking a situation where an error brings runs home. Like we saw yesterday, where there were 2 plays that brought 2 runs home each.
Yeah. Gabe Worth at the plate takes a strike. Alfonso has been pounding the strike zone. Swing and a miss. He's got him looking at those low pitches. 2 of them to Noonan were, I think, in the dirt.
Not a surprise, sort of that changeup fastball combo kind of working low, because when it falls off, you're just going to swing right on top of it.
And here's the 0-2 again. That was bounced. That was a 55-foot pitch. Good block by Irigoyen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That would have been a strike on the softball mound, but the softball circle.
Yes.
But not for the baseball diamond, unfortunately.
One, 2 in the stretch. Nice stop by Irigoyen, keeping that one from going to the backstop. Little backhand move there. And the pitch. Popped up, should be playable. Villegas coming in from center, calls it off, and makes the catch. Spartans get out of the inning. 1 run did score. We've played 7.5. 5-3. Tampa holding on to a 2-run lead. They will come to bat in the bottom of the 8th right after this on TampaSpartans.tv.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Bottom of the 8th we go. Tampa will send up Russo, Saladino, and Williams. Try to add to that 2-run lead.
This is the last chance for the Spartans to add some insurance before the 9th.
Russo, a double, an RBI. Flew out to center and struck out his last at-bat. Lefty, so they are putting a pretty good shift on for him. And a ball outside. I know the major leagues, you cannot move 3 players to one side of the infield. I don't know if that applies to college. It didn't for a while.
I don't think it's applied to college, but the rule is 3 infielders. You actually can take the left fielder and put him there, or the center fielder and move him a little closer, too.
Okay.
That's what I think a couple teams did once or twice to try to circumvent that, but yeah, it's basically you need 2 people on each side of the infield.
Okay.
At least that's what I'm pretty sure it is.
So it can be like softball and you're the rover.
Basically.
Yeah. Down the middle, but low.
The risk when you do that is you have an inside the park home run if they hit it to the spot where there's no outfielder.
Yeah, if you go to the corner for some reason, you're running forever. 2 balls, 1 strike. Fouled off. Tyler Smith on for his 2nd inning. Did 2/3 of an inning last inning. 2-2 pitch coming up. And sharply hit. Oh, that one is going to be a base hit. That one, Hammaker caught it, but it was hit so hard it took his glove and the ball off, and they both fell to the turf for the base hit.
It was funny because it stayed in the glove for half a second as it flew, but eventually when it hit the ground, it got knocked out. I wonder if that would have counted for a hit if it actually did stay in the glove, or counted for an out if it actually did stay in the glove.
I don't believe it does. I think it has to be attached to your arm.
That would have been cool if it did.
And a pinch runner after Irigoyen makes it, so we may see Garavito come in for an inning. This is Russo now at the plate. Saladino, I should say, at the plate. So it looks like Woodburn is the pinch runner. So Woodburn replacing Russo at first base.
Maybe we see Woodburn really copying Drew Earhart and go catcher next inning.
Yeah.
Because Earhart used to do that a few times with the Spartans, but has done that, I think, quite often in Double-A with the Red Sox.
Pitch to Saladino. Runner goes. Looked like a hit and run, and he tried to protect the runner and fouled it off.
That was a quick switch up from Saladino. He knew the infield was going to come a little bit further in since he tried to bunt without a strike on the count. So he was going to try to take advantage, bloop it over for a single or double.
Right now, he's behind 0-2. Smith fires. And he does bloop one out into left field. Is it going to get down? No, giving chase and making a nice catch is Phillips in left field for the out. Right on the line. And that'll bring Jordan Williams to the plate. He will go back to the left side of the plate to bat this time. Williams with the base hit, a fly out, and a ground out sacrifice. Laid down a bunt. Runner goes in the dirt, but the throw. Got him. Good throw by the catcher Coleman. 2 outs. Joe wanted to get a guy in scoring position. He'd like at least one more run going into the 9th.
It's kind of funny where you look at Tampa and they're slugging and they're great batting, but they do keep a pretty big small ball identity from Coach Urso.
Definitely.
And it works out more often than not. That time it didn't, though.
Williams watches that one way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, but 2 out in the bottom of the 8th. Fouled off. Williams digs in from the left side. 2-1. 2-2.
Really good stuff from Smith so far with that command. He's doing a good job of locating the corners.
Two, way outside, full count. That one is ripped out into right field, but waiting for it and making the catch for the out to end the inning. Noonan with the big catch, so we will head to the ninth. Last chance for Georgia College. Tampa Spartans 5, Georgia College 3, TampaSpartans.tv. Top of the ninth we go. It will be Mitch Cowan, Coleman, and Phillips, 7, 8, 9 for Georgia College. They trail 5-3. Michael Alfonso on the mound for Tampa. Struck out 2 of the 3 outs he got last inning.
This would be a first career save for Alfonso if he could shut the door. And he looks good in the previous inning.
Trying to check to see who, can you figure it out who will be the pitcher of record in this for this game?
It should be Williams. He went 4 innings.
Right.
So it's just long enough. Sun would get the hold despite surrendering the 3 runs, but he was very good apart from that. And then Alfonso would still be in line for the save unless Georgia College has a little bit of comeback magic.
First pitch to Mitch Cowan is a strike.
Of course, we had the late drama yesterday, Jack, but also Nova Southeastern walked off number 3 ranked Catawba 7-6 yesterday.
Wow.
In their opening day.
The ball high. One pitch. Spartans have reached double digits in hits for the day. 5 runs, 10 hits. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch by Alfonso. Sun finally peeking out today as we reach the 9th inning. Ground ball heading out toward Saladino. Little underhand throw to Woodburn, and we've got 1 out in the 9th. Sun making almost an inappropriate move here, because if you look at the shadows, it's right in the left side of the infielders' faces.
Yeah, it's always a tricky thing for players to deal with, the sun setting like this.
Ground ball foul.
We've seen a couple times last year where players misjudge plays because of it.
Mm-hmm.
Notably, Alex Caney had that happen one time where he couldn't get a handle on the ball due to the sun.
Mm-hmm. That one is fouled back. And one thing, if you are going to be a regular watcher, viewer, is notice that the sun right now at around 5:15-ish is right down the first baseline into the left field. As the season progresses, the sun will be setting, and it'll be directly behind us as the sun moves north, and it will be blinding the center fielder. When we have the 6 o'clock starts, it's always a little tricky. Swing and a miss. We're down to the final out for Georgia College. And to the plate comes Phillips. Flew out, got hit by a pitch and flew out. First pitch, ground ball, foul. Ball high inside. One ball, one strike with 2 out. Nobody on. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Way ahead of that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, down to their final out. Final strike.
That is a beautiful breaking ball there from Alfonso.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. They're going to have to throw it down to first. Ball game. Spartans win at 5-3 is the final. Spartans go to 2-0 on the year. Georgia College falls to 0-2, so the number 1 ranked team in the country stays unbeaten in the first weekend of the season. Winning pitcher, Williams for Tampa. As we will get ready for the final game of the series tomorrow. It is a noon start. Taylor will have the call of that game. Good crowd here again today. Spartans 5 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. And Georgia College 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Again, noon tomorrow for the final game of this 3-game weekend series. So for Taylor Stolworthy, this is Jack Ike saying thanks for joining us. You've been watching this game on TampaSpartans.tv.